All You Need to Know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business.
Good morning, and thanks for listening in. This is the All You Need to Know podcast from Bloomberg Quint, and I'm Alex Matthew. Today's Thursday, the 14th of May. A lot of you will already have tuned in to the Finance Minister's conference yesterday evening, but I'll still take you through the key highlights or the cliff notes, just in case you missed something. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced as many as 16 broad measures under the Prime Minister's Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. Here are the key ones. First up, MSMEs were a major focus, with 6 of the 16 measures targeted at improving their lot. There will be a new definition for MSMEs, raising the investment limit and eliminating the distinction between manufacturing and services sectors. There will be collateral-free automatic loans of up to 3 lakh crore rupees for small businesses that have outstanding loans of up to 25 crore rupees and a turnover of 100 crore rupees. These loans, which will be disbursed by banks or NBFCs, will get 100% credit guarantee by the government and will have a 4-year tenor and a moratorium of 12 months. Non-performing and stressed MSMEs will get about 20,000 crore rupees of liquidity as subordinated debt. Dues by government and public sector undertakings to MSMEs will be released in 45 days. In other measures, the earlier scheme in which the government paid 12% share each of employers and employees to Employee Provident Fund will be extended for 3 months beyond May. Statutory PF contributions of both the employer and the employee will be cut to 10% each from 12% currently for all establishments covered by the EPFO for 3 months. Now, a couple of other measures aimed at providing liquidity to NBFCs, housing finance companies, and microfinance lenders were also announced. For the real estate sector, there will be an extension of the registration and completion date of projects under the RERA by 6 months. Now, besides all of this, there will be 50,000 crore rupees of liquidity support through cutting of TDS rates by 25% of the existing rate. The cut in rates will be effective from today until the 31st of March 2021 and will be applicable for payments for contract, professional fees, interest, rent, dividend, commission, and brokerage. The due date of all income tax returns for assessment year 2020-21 will be extended to the 30th of November 2020, and the due date for tax audits will be extended to the 31st of October. Now, here's an update on the virus. The total number of confirmed coronavirus cases in India has crossed 74,000 yesterday. This at a time when Prime Minister Narendra Modi warned that citizens will have to learn to live with the virus. In another update related to the coronavirus, the PM CARES Trust yesterday allocated 3,100 crore rupees for the fight against COVID-19. Out of the total, a sum of approximately 2,000 crore rupees will be earmarked for the purchase of ventilators, and 1,000 crore rupees will be used for the care of migrant laborers, and 100 crore will be given to support vaccine development. That's according to a press release that was sent out by the Prime Minister's office yesterday. In international news, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell pushed back against the notion of deploying negative interest rates, saying the US economy faces unprecedented risks from the coronavirus if fiscal and monetary policy makers don't rise to the challenge. In international markets, US stocks declined, leading global equities lower, as some investors are now wondering whether equities rallied too much too quickly amid the ongoing uncertainty. The Dow fell over 2%, while the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq declined 1.7% and 1.5% respectively. Stocks in the Asia-Pacific region have followed suit, with the 3 early risers all starting off in the red. And with that, it's over to Agam Vakil for the trade setup for the day in India. Good morning, Agam. How are we looking this morning?
Good morning, Alex, and good morning, listeners. Well, the American indices did see a sharp drop yesterday, because of which Asian indices are currently trending in the red. Consequently, the SGX Nifty is also down by around 130 points at this point in time, which is why we may likely see some weakness in opening today. But once again, we start with earnings, and we do have Godrej Consumer Products where the revenues declined 12% on the back of 15% drop in volumes, and that is domestic volumes. But margins were relatively steady at 22%, but there was also a sharp decline in net profit by as much as 75%, partially also on account of a tax reversal in the base quarter. Moving on, it's been a steady quarter for Mphasis, not unlike some of its mid-cap IT peers, where revenues actually rose 3% sequentially, margins remaining steady at 16.3%, and in fact, net profit rose 20% quarter on quarter. That was on account of higher other income. And then we have the capital goods space. Two big majors. We have ABB India, where revenues declined nearly 18% and profits were down 44% at 65 crores, and Siemens India, where revenues declined 20.7% year on year, with the net profit declining 38%. Margins for both these companies were impacted because of higher other expenses due to COVID-19. But I'm going to stick with Siemens for just a bit longer, because the board has agreed in principle to sell its mechanical drives business to parent company Siemens AG. The aforementioned segment accounts for about 5% of the turnover of the company. Today, we will be watching out for Escorts, Biocon, Tata Consumer Products, among many others in terms of earnings. Do remember, Maruti Suzuki reported a weak quarter yesterday, but post-market, we also had news that the board has approved the supply of derivative model of Vitara Brezza, currently being manufactured by the company to Toyota Kirloskar Motors. Do remember, back in March, the board had also approved the supply of derivative model of the Baleno to the same Toyota Kirloskar motor. The company has said this will result in incremental sales. PNC Infratech may be in focus, as it has been declared the lowest bidder of NHAI's HAM project for 1,412 crores in Uttar Pradesh. And Future Consumer will consider proposal of rights issue on May 16th, that is day after. We also have Sequence Scientific, and in a key bulk deal, we have TIMF Holdings, which sold 1% stake, and BNP Paribas Arbitrage sold 1.4% stake, both at 80 rupees per share. Now, these are just some of the stocks that we can watch out for as we move into trade today, but don't forget to go through our morning edition of All You Need to Know, only on BloombergQuint.com.
Thanks, Agam. And as always, thank you all for listening in. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you could listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma, or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.